Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate agent Ed Murchison of Virginia Cook Realtors based out of Dallas, Texas. As a real estate professional with Virginia Cook Realtors, Ed serves his clients with more than 20 years of sales, marketing, and project management experience and a lifetime passion for architecture and design. Ed is a realtor in the Dallas area and specializes in mid-century modern homes. He also sells architect-designed modern homes and represents several leading builders and architects in Dallas. Ed is the exclusive listing agent for Urban Reserve, which is Dallas's only green development, made up of 15 modern homes designed by over 25 different architects. He is a top producing agent at Virginia Cook Realtors and has been recognized as a top producer by D Magazine. All right, with all that said, Ed, welcome to the show.
Very good. I'm happy to be here.
Ed, if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
I wouldn't use the word stumble. I was kind of at a crossroads in my career when after 15 years in corporate America, I found out my job was moving to another state, and they gave me the opportunity of either making that move or taking a nice, tidy severance package. And I had already been thinking about a career change, and I decided this is my opportunity to reinvent myself. So that's how I got my start in real estate.
Excellent. And can you talk a little bit about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities you think have most contributed to the success that you've had in real estate?
Well, I, in particular, love design, in particular, good modern design of pretty much anything and everything, from architectural design to modern furniture, art, landscaping, all the way down to dinnerware, pottery, glass, you name it. I love classic cars from the 50s, 60s. And I was able to apply a lot of my sales and marketing skills that I picked up, as well as my business acumen from corporate America over to real estate. I think at the time that I came into real estate, I saw a real shift in real estate occurring, and I saw technology becoming more and more a backbone of the sales and marketing efforts happening in real estate. And I think a lot of the agents who've been around for a really long time in the business and had done it the old way were suddenly faced with people like me that I saw coming into the business who had all of that experience from the business world, and they were bringing it in and very astutely applying it to real estate. I think those skills and experience really, that I gained working for a Fortune 500 company really helped me get my real estate career off to a great start.
And Ed, do you think, give our listeners an example of when these traits have played a role in your path toward success?
I think that my marketing experience was key to my success. I did a lot of marketing and marketing program designs, trade shows, and all kinds of things in the corporate world. And I knew as a new agent, I had to figure out a way to set myself apart from the hundreds and even thousands of other agents that are out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that had way more real estate experience than I did. And I needed to give people a reason to hire me. I knew that I had to apply what I love and what I knew to, about business and how I could use that to fulfill a need in the market. I saw this increasing interest happening in mid-century modern homes, which was something that I knew, and I knew that I could take this and create a niche for myself in the market that I could build that business and serve it.
And Ed, I think whenever somebody builds a successful career or business, that sometimes there's bumps in the road along the way to get there. Can you talk about some of the adversities and trials that you've had to overcome in order to achieve your goals?
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the point that all of this occurred and I got into real estate, I was probably right about 40 years old. And being laid off from a great corporate job that had a nice salary and great benefits kind of left me feeling like, okay, am I making the right decision here? Am I ready for this? Because here I was starting all over in a brand new career that was going to be totally commission-based. And actually, it was a bit scary, but I knew deep down that I could do it, but I was going to have to work really hard at it. I had myself been looking for a house probably just over 20 years ago, and I knew I wanted a mid-century modern house. And this was even really before that term mid-century modern had even been coined or was being widely used to describe this style of architecture. And what I found was that there really weren't any realtors out there that really understood what I was looking for and what was important to me. So I ended up driving around all over the city searching out homes that I liked. And in the process, I became very familiar with the style and where these types of homes were located. So I think I had this in my back pocket 20 plus years ago that I had started building this, and suddenly I thought, here's my opportunity to fulfill that niche that I saw 20 years ago that still had not been filled.
And Ed, as these obstacles come up for you, what keeps you going? Why don't you give up what you're driving for?
Yeah, I think for me, giving up was never an option. I don't think I've ever given up on anything that I put my mind to. I think for me in particular, I was very lucky that I had always done a great job of managing my money well and that I did not have any debt coming into the business. And this allowed me to really invest in my business and get it off to a strong start. I think many people don't realize just how expensive getting into real estate can be and how important it is that you really need to invest in your business and build that brand for yourself.
And Ed, looking forward, what is your vision for your business and your career over the next 5 years?
I think over the next 5 years or so, I really plan to continue to grow my business. I'd like to add some additional people to my team. I think my business has continued to expand to include really not only mid-century modern homes, but more and more new architect-designed modern homes. Actually, I represent Dallas's only green development, which is called Urban Reserve, which has been a really great success for me, and I think it's opened up a lot of new doors. We only have a couple of properties left out of 50 in that development, and that particular development is just, our developer has just purchased another tract of property and has plans underway to do kind of a more affordable version of that concept. And with a projected price point, in that sweet spot of between $300,000 and $500,000. We're even planning to do a few what we're terming as micro homes that are going to be around 650 square feet. And I think with the huge interest in tiny homes, I think there's no less than 4 or 5 different shows on the home channels focused on tiny homes. I'm really excited to be able to offer this to the Dallas market and be kind of once again on the cutting edge of something that's really fresh and exciting to me.
And I guess kind of on top of that, what do you feel is the best way you market yourself as a real estate professional so that you can have continual growth?
For me, that the market niche that I carved out for myself has really worked quite well. I really enjoy what I do and the clients that I work with, and that makes my work exciting. I think anytime you can take your business and do something that you're passionate about, you're going to be successful. The clients that I work with, they tend to like and enjoy the same kinds of things that I do, and many of them have become very close friends to me over the years. And I think anytime you can package the passion and being able to have that real connection with your clients' successes, it's easy to achieve.
And Ed, I think sometimes when the general public looks at real estate agents, they don't fully understand the value that they provide from both a buyer and a seller standpoint. What do you think the biggest misconception or myth people have about working with a real estate agent?
I think what I see in the market more and more, and I see this particularly with younger buyers and in particular first-time home buyers, that they end up relying so heavily on the Internet. And there is an awful lot of information out there. The unfortunate thing about a lot of that information is it's not always correct or accurate. And I often find, some of these buyers relying on inaccurate, incomplete information, and they finally, being able to, as a real estate professional, get in front of them and show them the value that you bring and that you can provide them more accurate, more timely information, and that you really know the market and the neighborhoods that they're shopping in and can provide that personal touch that they simply cannot get on their own digging through listings on the Internet.
And let's say you get a call from a family member or a friend, and they're in another state, and they want to sell their home. Obviously, with your experience and probably with your connections, you could look up an agent and do a referral, but from a general advice standpoint, what advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs?
Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, I work for a company that has, we're part of a real estate referral network, leading real estate companies of the world, which is really great. However, I think the most important thing for somebody like that, whether they're friend, family, or whatever, I think the first thing any buyer needs to do, or seller for that matter, they really need to outline what they want out of the transaction or what they want out of their next home. Then once they've got that information, they can easily communicate specifically what their needs and desires are to an agent, and they can take those needs and desires and match them up and figure out, is this agent a good match for me, both from a knowledge level perspective as well as a personal and communication level perspective.
And Ed, obviously you're based out of the Dallas, Texas area, and if somebody's looking for an agent in that general area, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help them?
Well, I do have my own website, which attracts a lot of activity, which focuses on mid-century modern and modern homes, and that website is midcenturymodernDallasHomes.com. I'm also kind of a unique agent in the perspective that I do believe very firmly marketing is a really key component of what I do. I also do utilize some really good print advertising mediums. There's a magazine called Atomic Ranch it has a nationwide, actually a worldwide distribution. I do advertise in that magazine because, once again, it funnels right in to the market niche that I serve, which are mid-century modern homes. So they can check out my website or check out my ad in Atomic Ranch magazine to find out more information about me.
Excellent. Well, Ed, obviously want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come here today and share all your professional real estate experience with our listeners. And if you're listening and you want to learn more about Ed, obviously you can go to his site like he said. Also below this interview, we'll have that link to his site and any other contact information we have, so you can see how Ed can help you with your real estate needs. So with that said, everybody, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.